get right to it. Let's get right to it. What's going on? I may cuss, but I don't curse. Let's get that situated first. Speaking of first, welcome to the first episode of Astrology After Dark. You know what I mean? Yeah, pretty much. What's up? Well, this mic is probably low, right? Turn it up a little bit. So, what we're here to discuss tonight, which it is, when I say tonight, I mean midnight Eastern time. Not sure exactly what time it is where you are, but that's what time it is out here where I am. So, what we're going to be discussing tonight is going to be pretty much an update of the Aquarius age and how the Aquarius age produces Pisces characteristics as it also cranks out Aquarius characteristics. So the reason why I call this an update is because if you follow my channel, if you haven't been following my channel, when I say channel, I mean YouTube channel, but this is also going to be uploaded to Facebook as well. So you can follow Private Investigation Enterprises on Facebook, Pi Ltd for short, abbreviated. And you can follow Rated Benjamin, which is powered by Pi Ltd on YouTube if you are new and this is your first time seeing me or seeing this. But if you've been subscribed and you've been following me already, you do know that I have been addressing this topic here and there. I've discussed this topic, how it's relative to when the Piscean age produced a lot of Aries characteristics. And let me bring you up to speed in case this is your first time hearing this as well. So you may have noticed, if you didn't, when I sounded off, you'll be able to agree, I'm pretty sure, that the Piscean age produced a lot of warlords, a lot of wars ruled by Aries, right? It produced a lot of the diamond districts, right? A lot of diamond districts. Diamonds became the most sought after gem in the world, right? Diamonds are ruled by the sign Aries as well. We have also seen the rise of the mega CEO during the Piscean age, right? Piscean age, for those who may have been hearing this your first time as well, is the past 2,500 years. All right. So every 2,500 years is an eon, and an eon takes up the amount of time that it takes for a sign to go through its orbit. The same way that planets orbit and transit, everything has a time frame. Signs, as far as the ages and the eons go, aka eons go, are 2,500 years. And I think it's pretty ironic that Nibiru, or which some would call the second sun, makes its orbit every 2,500 years as well, around that time, give or take. All right, but let's continue. The mega CEO, right or wrong, we've seen, the names of these CEOs. They pop up for, or should I say, as the heads of these companies, and they're very renowned for the things that they've accomplished or the things that their companies have accomplished. Even the bad actors, they still, is whether it's infamous or it's infamy, these CEOs are looked at as mega CEOs, millionaires, billionaires, etc. You get the gist. Also cranked out during the Piscean age. So Aries rules over entrepreneurs. That's why I bring that to the forefront. All right. So let me also explain how the sign of the age also simultaneously cranks out some characteristics and constructs as well, because Piscean age, you've seen the advancement of Hollywood, right? Pisces rules the glamour world. Pisces rules over film, photography. I don't have the exact year of when the photograph was produced, but it was only like a few hundred years ago. You know what I mean? So when you get to the climax of a particular age, or even a sign, when a planet transits a sign, you will see that heavier emphasis gets put on the characteristics and the constructs of that sign. So this is something that you've seen during the Piscean age, while these mega CEOs, while these Aries constructs were being kicked up as well. You did see the rise of the corporate institution, and it's continuing because it's Aquarius age now, so it's going to be kicking up a lot of Pisces constructs and characteristics. It's going to be more Pisces characteristics. Aries characteristics are going to be fading out. So I've mentioned this before in other videos before. You've seen a lot of CEOs step down. There's a list floating around somewhere too. Get in the comment section if you got that list. Pin the link to the comment section. If they flag it, I'll unflag it. If you got that list, put that list up there. I got it somewhere, but I just can't obtain it right now. But there's a whole list of CEOs who have stepped down recently. So that's a showing of how Aries characteristics are fading away. And I know there's a lot of rumors of wars and stuff like that, and not just rumors. There are some proxy wars and, wars going on here and there. But if you look at the states, for example, how the states backed out of, Afghanistan, just out of nowhere. It was just like, oh, we're done here. It's done. It's over. You know what I mean? That type of behavior for a country that really is at the forefront of the military industrial complex speaks volumes, because for a country to be the warmongers of the past at least 100 to 200 few hundred years, to all of a sudden back out of them and not have any type of battle cry to go back into war all of a sudden is something to look at. Like again, I said, there's speculation of wars underway and potential World War III and things of that nature. I think it's going to look like something different than what people put out there and present. But, what is this still doing up here? Pardon me. But, that was from me troubleshooting this the other day. But, we'll see. I'm not trying to egg it on and instigate World War III here. You know what I mean? I just think that because of the technological prowess that we have now, maybe if we use the prefrontal cortex a little bit better, we can avoid all of that. But anyway, I don't want to drag that part out. What else have we seen? We've seen, the scarcity of diamonds, right? I laugh, I giggle, kind of in a sinister way, because that's artificially propped up the diamond industry. It is what it is. Do your research, y'all. Do your research. There's not really a scarcity of diamonds. There's a whole lot of diamonds. It's just there's a oligarchy. I would say a monopoly, but it's more like an oligarchy of who's running the diamond industry, the diamond trade, and that's why it's like that. You know what I mean? It's no shortage of diamonds, y'all. Just keeping it a bean. But these Aries constructs are starting to dissuade. They're starting to fade out, fade away. And now you're starting to see more Pisces characteristics. So like I said, right? Hollywood was just when. I don't have the exact year Hollywood was created, but it wasn't that long ago, right? So for something to rule the glamour world, it didn't take full effect until the end of the Piscean age. So that's a signal to let you know that as the new age begins of Aquarius, the Pisces characteristics begin to get stronger, because the films just keep getting stronger, right? The films just keep getting better. The CGI, the green screens, the now people are trying to infuse AI into the scripts, into the mix, right? Bars, fucking nice. But anyway, we know that already. The films are just getting better. The quality, right? We went from 4K, what they got, 8K out there now. You get where I'm going with this? But there's other things, and this is what I want to discuss here, because it's kind of concerning, it's kind of alarming. Pisces is a huge sign. It's a mystical sign, it's a mysterious sign, and although it is comprised of so many things, it's very subtle until it's not, right? Until it's in your face and it's like, whoa, this is chaotic. Something should be done, right? It's like the order of chaos represents Pisces as well. When the other extreme, because Pisces is an extreme sign, the extreme side to that is going with the flow, right? Just flow. Things should be smooth. The extremity, other side of that is chaos. So let's talk about drug abuse. right? Drug overdose, right? Um, Now, there's so many drug overdoses, and I'm going to begin talking about this talking point and the rest of them too, subsequently, from 2012 all the way up to what we're dealing with right now, right? I say 2012 because the Mayan calendar said 2012 is when end of times is coming, right? The end of days. And what that means in astrology, and what it meant to them as well, even though some people like misinterpreted it, is that the new age will be ushered in, which is Aquarius age. Even the Holy Bible speaks of it, y'all. It's just not in so much detail. It's coded mysteriously, right? A Pisces construct. But it is. It's a, revelation is basically the revealing, right? So when you reveal something, you unveil it. Pisces rules over veiling things, mystery, confidential information, hidden, what's hidden. So the book of Revelation, which is the last book, which it was stated to not add anything on to that, right? Is basically the book of Aquarius, if we're looking at it from an astrologer's perspective. All right. Reason being is Aquarius rules over truth. So when you unveil something, you're revealing the truth, the knowledge, right? And it's not like the knowledge wasn't there. I think people are unaware. Borrows them nice. Again, we know that. But I think people are unaware of how the knowledge has been here. How our ancients, which we might as well just call ourselves back then, we had all of this technology before, and we had greater technology than this before. There's text to back it, there's text to prove it, whether it's religious or the tablets or the book of the dead, you name it, it's proof of it. But when you veil something, right? You put a veil over something and you cloud it, you make it real confusing, you distort the information, you deceive, right? All those things are ruled by Pisces, the sign Pisces. Don't be triggered, y'all. Pisces people out there that are watching, I know y'all are probably watching more than other signs right now. Y'all know what's going on, and I'm not saying all Pisces people are like that. I'm not saying all of y'all are like that. All of us, I'm a Pisces. But y'all know how I could get sometimes, you know how I could get. But drug overdoses have truly increased, and there's data to back it. I'm gonna read something that I found when doing some research, all right? And I got a reference to prove it. I'll put the link in the description box so that y'all can go and, fact check the research that I've gotten. You know what I mean? I am a researcher at the end of the day, y'all. So through our research, and this is the authors that have quoted this, we modeled opioid epidemic with ITS methodology and showed that the COVID-19 pandemic did indeed, and I shouldn't get flagged for this because I got this from an accredited source. All right. So, I've been flagged talking about this stuff before, Listen, leave me alone because I got proof and everything. These are accredited scholastic students who produced this research, all right? So, okay, let me leave that alone. Where was I? Methodology, and showed that the COVID-19 pandemic did indeed, after the trajectory of the opioid epidemic with respect to monthly opioid related death rates for all four CRs, which is census regions, y'all. In the United States, large immediate shifts in monthly opioid related death rates associated with the pandemic suggest that the opioid epidemic is extremely sensitive to concurrent and severe external events. We also confirm that opioid related death rates are consistently greater amongst the male population, with the gap between genders further diverging in time. This is from Lang and Donnelly, 2024. You know what? Those, now that I read those names out loud, I have definitely utilized them as sources before for other information. So shout out to them. So what that says, if you want me to summarize that, let me synthesize that rather quickly. What that means is that the drug overdoses have increased since COVID-19. And what the research is also suggesting is that any type of similar events that compare to that in any type of way will produce the same type of results. That drug usage will increase based upon traumatic events or just big events like that, basically freezes things, right? Keeps things at a standstill. And in that particular situation, you see, I almost said coerced, but let me stop my shit. In that particular situation, just made things come to a standstill. Let's keep it at that, right? So I bring that up because drugs is ruled by Pisces. All right, drugs is ruled by Pisces. Mental health is also ruled by Pisces. I think I'll get more into detail about the mental health aspect of it, but those things are ruled by Pisces. And I think it's important to even put more emphasis on the whole male female disparity there. Guys, we gotta really stay on top of our A game when it comes to mental health and health in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk, because a lot of guys out there are just dwindling. And I guess we save the details of that, the specifics of that, for another time, perhaps another video, another podcast episode. But for the guys that are watching this, whether it's whenever you get this information, like, just be mindful of that statistic, right? Ladies too, I guess y'all should be aware too, because y'all got sons, right? Y'all got boyfriends, y'all got husbands, y'all got side pieces and all kind of shit, right? So let's not act like y'all don't be monitoring niggas out here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do. So, keep your eyes peeled for that type of stuff as well. So that's one thing ruled by Pisces that we see more of that happening. And it's just another example. It's just another piece of proof. Now let's talk about surrender too, because surrender is also a characteristic that's associated with the sign Pisces. And I say surrender / prisons. Reason being, right? What happens when you surrender? You put your hands up, right? So it's kind of like that. It's just like, yo, freeze. Put your fucking hands up. You know what I'm saying? Put them behind your back now. Get on your knees. Oh, pause. That's crazy work. But get on your knees. Put your hands behind your back, or whatever the case may be. They slap the cups on you. They take you away. And when you study astrology, you find out that surrender is one of the superpowers of the sign Pisces. And I know that can be conflicting for some to hear. You're just like, yo, I won't ever surrender. What is you talking about? Fuck you mean? Not me. You know what I mean? You Pisces niggas, y'all can surrender. I ain't surrendering. I get it. I understand. I had to learn that the hard way too. Pause. That's crazy work. But it can be very beneficial and very powerful should you surrender. And you don't have to go to prison to actually surrender. You can actually surrender to the anxiety that your own mental health produces. Pisces rules the subconscious mind. That a deteriorating mental health, I'm gonna just keep it as anxiety, right? Because there's also research that states anxiety reveals the intelligence of an individual. So real intelligent people are anxious and they have anxiety, y'all. So y'all should give yourself a round of applause, even though you may suffer from that. You know what I mean? Like, still give yourself a round of applause for, I guess you could say, just being intelligent. It's not, although you may, how do I say it, have some complications in your life due to that, you still possess a sign of intelligence, because it's like you foresee or you pick up. It's really intuition, y'all, which produces that anxiety that causes you to get analysis paralysis because you feel something is underway, or you feel like something feels rushed or it's too soon to take action on it, or you feel like you should hurry up and do something because you're in preparation mode. Again, I know it can be a heavy task, but you're intelligent. So that's that part. But I think we should also look at, what it makes me think of as well is the leniency that's put out there as far as the law goes right now, because Pisces rules over prisons as well, right? So now I don't know about what city or state you're in, what country you're in. I got people from Norway, the Netherlands, all types of places checking me out now. UK, shout out to all of y'all. United Emirates, all of y'all, you know what I'm saying? I be seeing y'all. India. But it's like out here in the States, especially in New York, the criminals are being held without bail. So there's like the revolving door is like expeditious now. You know what I'm saying? Like that motherfucker is spinning. Like, so the wild part about that is it's a new form of bail reform, and it's happening across the United States, especially in major cities, and it aims to address the concerns about the disproportionate impact of cash bail and how it's allocated to people, especially those who are low-income individuals. So what does that mean, right? Like, what does that mean? What that means, what they're saying is, look, y'all are too broke to even afford bail. So why would we even put y'all in jail? Why would we even put y'all in jail? Now, there's a couple of ways that you could look at that, right? Especially when you look at the wealth disparity in the states, right? And then you bring it down, you micromanage it even more to the population of major urban areas. You can basically, when you quantify that, you can imagine how many people that actually tallies up to. I'm not saying that everyone is criminals, but don't we have the most prisoners in the whole entire world? I think we do. Don't quote me on that, but I think we do. Somebody get in the comment section. So with such a large volume of criminal activity, right? And people now being turned away because they don't have enough money to even, what they're saying is like, you don't even have enough money to afford prison. Yo, that's deep. Think about that for a minute. Because that's what they're saying. You don't have enough money to even afford prison. You're not doing well enough as a criminal. This may strike a nerve, y'all, and I'm not trying to be funny here and shit. I'm really being dead ass. Like, what is being said here is you're not doing well enough as a criminal to even afford the resort of going to prison and laying up to do some time. Cause that's what they called it when I was coming up. You know what I mean? Go lay up for a minute. You know what I mean? Go lay down. Go lay your head down for a minute. You know what I mean? Go sit down, fall back for a minute. Go do your bit. You know what I mean? So for some criminals, it's actually a vacation. It's like a getaway. It's like a time to rest. It's a time to restore. You know what I mean? Especially if you've accumulated some type of wealth for yourself. Bars. Fucking nice. But yo, check this shit out. Let's unpack this, right? Okay, so what they're saying is you don't have enough to pay the bond. What they're also saying is you don't have enough to pay for a paid lawyer. So the job of the courts is to keep the courts courting, so to speak, right? So the courts are looking at it from a financial perspective as well. Now, taxpayers, citizens, y'all may be looking at this in the same type of way. This is why I said it's like two ways to look at this. You could look at this as, look, the people really need help, and that's what we're paying y'all for. Or whatever tax money is being allocated to fighting crime, which is more about the bonds, y'all, if y'all didn't know. But you should be really looking into the municipal bonds when you're talking about fighting crime. I think a lot of people are under the impression that your local city tax is being allocated to policing. But on your own time, y'all go research that and tell me what you come up with. I just wanted to put that gem out there. But taxpayers may also be looking at that like, well, what am I paying for, right? Because when it does come down to the court system and when there's going to be a trial or something like that, yeah, taxpayers are going to foot that bill. Also, when it comes to housing the criminal element, right? So let's talk about that for a minute. The average cost per day to house an inmate in New York City is currently at $1,500, a little bit over that. Now, not only that, it's quadrupled since the year 2011. So in 2011, it was around $400 a day to house a criminal. It quadrupled in just a little bit over 10 years. Think about that. So think about how much you're actually paying. All of us, all taxpayers are paying to house a criminal. And like I said, there's two ways to look at this, right? Let them get help. Pisces rules over self-renewal. So for those who have been to prison and can confirm that They have been renewed, restored, rehabilitated, corrected by the department. It worked for y'all. It worked for us, right? I'm not going to exclude myself in the conversation. Maybe I'm telling a little bit. Maybe it's too much information. But like I said, if you follow my channels, you already know where I've been sometimes. You know what I mean? You know a little bit about my story. So there's that side of it, right? People who have the mindset of mercy and, people deserve another chance. That type of ideology actually support that whole prison pipeline system. Of course, you have your degrading elements of it, your undermining elements of it, but I think that's also part of the whole concept of self-renewal. When you're able to isolate or be isolated, which is also ruled by Pisces to a degree, because they'll ship you to West Bubblefuck, me. Those tax dollars, they'll take you out of the urban area and send you where it's nothing but greens, nothing but greenery, large fields of grass and trees all over the fucking place, and there's nothing but snow, beautiful snowfalls and shit way up the here and but you'd be amazed of what it can do to the mind that is so used to the ripping and the running in the urban area. It's like I said, it's a vacation for some. It's even a second home for some. But like I said, Pisces rules over that shit. Self-renewal. It also rules over self-undoing. So some people go to prison and utilize it as a criminal school. You understand what I'm saying? They meet up with more advanced criminals than the ones that they were actually on the streets with. Right? They start meeting up with, and they start getting regional with it. Like, oh, you from that state, you from that city, you from that. Oh, who you know? Oh, my man. Next thing you know, everybody got each other's release dates. They keep in touch when they get out on the street. Next thing you know, it's like a band of brotherhood when they get out on the street together. And then, it goes from robbing stores to robbing banks. That's for those who are self-undoing under the sign Pisces. Because I said, Pisces is an extreme sign. So it's boom or bust. You're going to either self-renew or you're going to self-undo. Bars, fucking nice. We already know that. Album coming soon. Anyway, where am I going with this? I'm going somewhere with this, y'all. Follow me. So I just wanted to say, think about the taxpayers. Think about how the money is allocated. And now what this leniency is doing, although Pisces rules over prisons, we still are leading in prison population. When I say we, I mean the United States. So it's not like the Aquarius age kicking up a lot of Pisces characteristics is just leaving prisons off of the table. Nah, they're probably building some more right now. Think about it, because there's like a whole new, make sure I say this correctly. It's like a new wave of people around now. Should I say it like that? And I don't wish the worst from them or even anticipate the worst from them. As a matter of fact, the majority of them I see on a daily basis really doing their thing out here. So, however, I believe I'm intelligent to know that others will struggle and maybe not utilize the process of gaining citizenship and take that other route that seems to be more simpler or easier, which is the criminal element. So some will fall by the wayside of the underworld. You get what I'm saying? So those may be your new criminals. And I think it's something to look at. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, right? But I think it's pretty peculiar that the newer people, I'm going to call them, because I want to keep this real clean as I can anyway. They've been afforded some serious money, right? So if I'm looking at it from the information that I'm just given, I'm looking at it like, well, you know what? That probably means that they can afford to go to prison. They can afford bail should they get caught. They can afford their own lawyer should they get caught, with the kind of money that they're getting from the taxpayers. You understand what I'm saying? However, in contrast, on the contrary, those citizens who have been here for a while, maybe they just jumped off the ports and they started, getting their stripes, their passage rights. they can't afford to go to prison. So they're getting let right back out. And this new, I'm going to tell you like this, right? There's like little pockets in New York. New York City wasn't always like this. New York City usually has been a large police state, meaning, them boys will hop out on you and do you greasy. They will take you down. Once they hear about you doing some shit, they will take you down. What has been happening lately, I've noticed, is New York policing has been adopting policing strategies from other major cities, and increasing this emphasis on leniency. And I think it's intentionally done, because what happens when you allow someone to continue to get away with something, and actually it's perceived as the individual or individuals are getting away with something, right? Because they keep getting let go, to keep getting let go. So it's like, oh, the more you keep getting away with something, or the perception that you're getting away with something, the more grandiose you may become, the more invincible one can become, right? They'd be like, oh, I beat that case. Oh, I beat that. Or they let me out. I ain't even got a bail. I'm out on three cases right now. So the chest can get puffed up even more, especially when it comes to younger guys. So the younger guys that are watching this, the younger G's, pay attention to this. You in your late teens, your early 20s, pay attention to this, because y'all are targeted more than the older individuals are, the older men, women included. Y'all, it's not like ain't no women prisons. You know what I mean? But just imagine the power that one feels, especially if you're a criminal, when you keep getting out, right? And I'm not saying y'all did nothing weird to get out. Y'all got out because of the leniency of the system. This is new for New York. I'm telling you, this is new. And what happens is the behavior becomes more hostile, because the individuals feel invincible. So, you know how the saying goes, the only results from leading that criminal life is death or in jail, right? So, if there's no longer a jail crutch, then the jail result gets removed, leaving the other alternative, or only other alternative, as death. So it's kind of like, all right, y'all can't really afford to go to jail. You can't pay for the commissary. You can't pay for the phone calls. You can't pay for the lawyer. You can't pay for the bail. Listen, sit this one out, bro. We're going to let you go back out in the streets. Let you do what you do, Godspeed. And you can pretty much, and it's sad, right? But you could, like I said, you can imagine what the result is going to be, as that type of leniency, that type of surrender, that type of Pisces energy continues, right? What else can we talk about? Aquarius age, dealing with the kicking up Pisces characteristics. While Aquarius things are happening, but I'm not going to put too much focus on the Aquarius things. We could definitely get into more Aquarius type of stuff. I love talking about Aquarius stuff. If you check out my YouTube channel, you'll find, just type in Aquarius on the channel search engine, you'll find some real good videos, some real good content revolving around the Aquarius age. So y'all could have a ball with that. Footwear, ruled by Pisces. A significant surge in the footwear market can be traced back to the mid 2010s, right? And that's because of athleisure. Yeah, that's a term. I didn't even know that was a word, but apparently it is. What it means is like athletes becoming popular icons. Not like they weren't always were, but they get more sneaker deals, and they get, the more affluent they get with the NBA deals and things of that nature, then the more popular the shoe wear gets, and the more deals come out, and the wave begins. There's some real footwear fanatics, especially here in the States. You can't tell nobody about their sneakers, right or wrong. Social media influence increased with the, after the dot-com bubble burst, and then computers and technology took off, social media with the websites and everything, the ability to communicate at a faster rate has also enabled major shoe companies to market much more efficiently, get the word out about new brands, so on and so forth. That occurred. Celebrity collabs, right? So you see this one got a shoe, and it don't even have to be an athlete. It could be a rapper, it could be a movie star, etc., etc. It could be a dancer. Everybody getting a sneaker collabs going on. So that increases the footwear industry. And of course, the scarcity driven by resellers, right? It's like the resellers will go and buy all of the new sneakers on the first day that it comes out, as soon as it drops, so that they can resell it. That market has become huge, right or wrong. I think it's kind of like dwindling now, but it hasn't disappeared. You know what I mean? So that's another Pisces characteristic that has really excelled since the Aquarius age. Chemistry, chemicals, ruled by the sign Pisces, right? And again, y'all, people, listen, this is research-backed stuff, you know what I mean? Like, so it's alleged that the origin of COVID-19, right, remains, it remains a topic of debate, intense debate at that, because, there's one storyline that says it was created in a lab, or was created by accident by some fruit bat in a cave somewhere that happened to tongue kiss a pig, and next thing you know, some other shit happened, right? Jumped off a train, landed in a car, and then everything happened the way that it happened, right? So there's two sides of the coin. No one can really come out and confirm it, like in front of Congress or whatever the case may be. Well, not yet anyway. Do know that Pisces characteristics is also involved with investigation. We're going to get to that in a minute. But chemicals, right? Let's, if it did derive from a lab, we can speculate or imagine that lab is a chemist lab, right? Labs are for chemistry, also ruled by Pisces. It jumps off in 2019, Aquarius type shit, man. Aquarius age, because of the age, right? 2012, the age. So a lot of things are transitioning, because you got to think a 2,500 year span, the same way that a planet transits a sign, it's like the first months that a personal planet transits a sign, well, the first few days that a personal planet transits a sign, you're going to feel some heavier impact. And the more that the planet is takes longer to orbit, so that will be next transitional planets, it's going to, the first few months and the last few months, you're going to feel heavy emphasis. For generational planets, you're going to feel the first few years, pause. You're going to feel the last few years, pause. It's crazy work, but you will. You're going to see like major events take place, especially when it comes to the generational planet. So imagine what happens when it comes to an eon. Every 2,500 years, you're going to see a couple or a few hundred years of these drastic events, or these milestone events, these markers in time, due to this transit, right? So you could imagine this is like only the beginning. This is only the beginning. But yeah, what else do I got here? Let me see. Piscean age. And I think it's interesting to take note too of how the intelligence agencies get involved, because that's also ruled by Pisces. I'd say Scorpio also has a hand in that as well, intelligence agencies. So when we're talking about the secret houses, we're talking about the 8th house, we're talking about the 12th house. When we're talking about intelligence agencies, which rules over covert operations and missions, we're talking about Pisces as well, right? So yeah, that type of thing. So let's get to this investigation thing. So like I was saying, Pisces also rules over investigation, the intelligence agencies, right? So you've noticed that there's been a large influx of investigating. You think I'm bullshitting? What I'm doing right now is investigating, right? I'm drawing up research articles from scholastic students and all types of shit just for content, just for making content. This puts me in the line of investigative work. But it's not just me. You can go through YouTube right now, right? And I'm pretty sure some of y'all are subscribed to people who do investigative work. And I mean, even the ratchet vlogs that look into the most ratchet material that can be found out here, they're doing investigative work. They're reporting on crimes as soon as they're done, you know, and they got the right to, especially, you know, they're citizens, whatever the case may be. They got the right to be journalists, and the technology affords any and everyone to actually be an investigative journalist now. So there's people trying to crack all kinds of cases in this age of information, right? Aquarius age. All of the information and knowledge is at our fingertips to reveal the truth. So it's a large emphasis on investigation, ruled by Pisces. A lot of whistleblowing going on lately too, right? We know one of the most profound, I guess you could say, is Snowden, right? Don't flag me for saying his name. You know, the states don't like that name at all. But I'm just keeping it a bean. I gotta keep it a bean. You know, I can't just keep walking on eggshells for the sake of this content. Be like, dude said what he said. You know what I mean? And you know, there's more. There's more. And there's more and more and more and more as time goes on. And the acceleration, I should say, the revealing, right? The revelation of it is happening so fast now. It's like we're either becoming insensitive to it, or we're overwhelmed by it, or we're actually, in some cases, motivated by it, because what it's doing is it's producing more whistleblowers and it's producing more investigators, right? So yeah, I think it's just a profound time to be alive, because you would think that something so powerful as this information distributor would have been stopped. However, this isn't Nazi Germany. So I would like to everyone should give themselves a round of applause for that. Like, right or wrong, right? We still, Zuckerberg and them might monitor your, fact check your posts or whatever the case may be, but you could still say whatever the fuck you want to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk, even if people come visit at your house, or, put you on some type of list, on a federal list or whatever the case may be, like, you're still free. They're not coming and throwing you in jail, or, you know what I mean? And then some entrepreneur, this is the United States, B. Some entrepreneurs just going to make another platform to where everybody could just move to, log out of that old one and move to the new one, so they can say whatever the fuck they want to say. You know what I'm saying? X type shit, I guess you could say. But there's also been a lot of cover-ups as well, right or wrong. There's been a lot of cover-ups. We still don't have access. I can't say we don't have access to certain lists. However, we don't have the deets on those lists. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying plural too, because, when one person gets caught and the light is put on one person, believe that's the one that got caught. It's like sending a whole shipment of drugs across the ocean, and you might even just pay for one of the boats to get caught. You might pay for one of the bales to fall out the plane to get caught, just so you can create a diversion. And I think that happens in a lot of areas in life. And that's where this cover-up stuff comes from too, because you got to remember Pisces rules over veiling things, right? So it's still going to continue to try to cover some shit up. There's still going to be mystery. There's still going to be something that needs to be discovered. I think the Aquarius age strongly attempts to stop that. But it's like, I think that's what makes this so interesting for me. I think that's the most interesting thing about the Aquarius age for me, is that it's thriving to kind of like rid the 12th house, or remove the cloud, the fuzziness. I'm amazed. I'm so excited to see what's going to happen when Neptune transits Aries. I got a video on that too. You might want to look that up. When Neptune transits Aries, 2025, 2026. So yeah, cover-ups. You're going to see that happen, right? Stronger legal protections for some people in contrast to other people, right? False claims and all types of different stuff going on. But it, like I said, it also increases the awareness, which makes more investigators like, oh, you know, I've seen kids get returned and recovered by authorities because people have shared the photos of the missing girls online and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we found so and so, we found such and such. Like, first of all, it's crazy, wild work just to know that people are out there snatching broads. Like, what's up with you niggas, B? But not only that, right? The power of this shit is also to be able to combat it in such a way that we say, yo, share this information so that we can prevent, and save people. So people are becoming fucking superheroes and all kinds of shit. You're seeing shit that usually be going on in the movies, going on in real life. So maybe that has something to do with it as well. Blurring the lines of reality and the dream world, something Pisces does very effectively. So we also see that. What else? I think, yeah, I'm going to mention this as well. The holistic, the holistic thing, right? Holistic medicine. A lot of mysterious demises attached to holistic health because Pisces rules over health as well. Both Pisces and its opposite sign Virgo rules over health. We can get into detail about the differences between the two signs. I may have some content on my YouTube channel about that as well that you can look up. But when you look at situations like Jeffrey Broadstreet, Nicholas Gonzalez, Dr. Sebi, some may say, I don't, it's just mysterious. It's suspicious. It's just like, well, why? You know what I mean? Because Pisces rules over all the drugs. That's the pharmakeia included. You know what I mean? So whether they're natural substances or they're synthetics, Pisces rules over the whole thing. And we can get into detail of why it is such a big thing. I mean, you can look at how, for instance, how Chinese medicine has, how should I say this? Because when I speak about it, I'm going to sound biased because I favor holistic medicines, holistic practices, plant medicine and stuff like that. I favor that. I prefer those ways of doing things. But I also know that some roots and plants are like outlawed in the United States. And if they're not, they're very challenging to find and get here. Right? And it's just like, yo, if we're the greatest country in the world, shouldn't we have all the types of fruits and vegetables and weeds and shrubs at our fingertips, at our disposal? You would think so, right? Shit. Motherfuckers be ordering tiger dick from France and shit like that. So, like, why I can't get some motherfucking, you know what I mean? Like, particular roots out this motherfucker, growing out this motherfucker. Why are we selling off all of the farms and shit? See, I'm about to get passionate about it. Let me not do that. But you get what I'm saying, right? There's been some mysterious things happening when it comes to holistic practitioners, doctors, things of that nature. There's really a lack of evidence when it comes to like trying to prove that there's been foul play associated with those deaths. However, they are heavily talked about in the communities of conspiracy theories and just mysteries in general. Again, there's investigators coming out of the woodwork, homegrown investigators and journalists that are tracking this stuff and keeping note, but yeah, we do have that. We also have that. So what else we got here is the environmental decline. Things have gotten worse since the Aquarius age kicked off when it comes to the environment. And I think it's like how the saying goes, it got to get worse before it gets better. I think like people like don't understand global warming or don't I think people just don't know about it. It's not even about believing it at this point. It's just like, have you done some research? Have you read some research on it? And then can you calculate the difference in the environments as of late? So that's at the forefront as well. Pisces rules over the environment. So on one hand, because like I said, when an age is getting ushered in, it is going to start churning out characteristics of itself as well. One of those things being heavy emphasis on technology when it comes to Aquarius. So there are like inventors making things that can clean the bottom of the ocean and stuff like that, right? But you see that as real gradual. It's real gradual rollouts when it comes to that. Like, why y'all ain't at the Hudson River, B? Like, you fucking kidding me? Like, clean that shit up, yo. I want to fucking get a boat out there and be like happy doing it. Like, I want some clear fucking waters without having to get on a fucking jet all the way across the world. You understand what I'm saying? I told you I was gonna get passionate, but fuck it, you know? But stuff like that, but we still got a lot of hurt going on to the environment, a lot of pollution, a lot of garbage and trash, and for the convenience of humanity. And it's like, yo, stay your ass home with the motherfucking plastic straws and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could tell I'm a Pisces now because I get passionate about the environment. Like, yo, don't fuck with the dolphins, B. The fuck is wrong with y'all, B? Stop fucking with the aquatic mammals and shit, B. You know? Yo, 70% of the earth now, when like a motherfucking Loch Ness start coming out and the dragon, and you know they saying that they located a dragon on Google Maps, just chilling, waiting to come up. It's supposed to be Leviathan or some shit like that, just chilling around the fucking ice caps. Yo, Godzilla come out here, the motherfucking dragon from what's that show come out? You know what I mean? Game of Thrones, and start frying shit. And you're like, oh no, it's the scientists making dinosaurs again. It's just like, nah, you seen Jurassic Park, nigga? Like, niggas wasn't playing then. Fuck is you talking about? But pollution is a serious issue. You know, climate change is a serious issue. But you know, we got renewable energy. It's something more positive. We put a more positive spin on it. We got renewable energies coming into the fold, right? Something that is also Aquarius produced. Got the electric cars, and I might have said it in another video before that we're bound to see a hydrogen car. I hope we see a hydrogen car, because then we could, you know, we can get on with it already. You know what I'm saying? Another alternative, and then, you know, wind energy, solar energy. You know, there's also this other, I just seen this on a YouTube video. This older guy who's working with these scientists. I think one of the major car companies has picked up the technology and is supposed to be utilizing it for their cars. Like, whatever the engine runs off of, whatever fuel that they're utilizing, it cleans up the air as it exudes from the exhaust from the engine. I might be butchering the exact way of how it's done, but you get what I'm saying, right? Just imagine like how fuel gets let out of a muffler now, right? And it pollutes the air, right? This type of technology actually cleans the air as it comes out of the car, which is wow, bananas, right? But when you think about it, that's revolutionary, B. Like, it really kills so many birds with one stone. Should that be implemented? And I think dude, like, he like let that cat out of the bag too early. I think it was like a trade secret. So you know how like a first mover company picks it up, they agree to actually adapt the technology and put it on the market. I think dude like said it too quickly. Somebody get in the comment section if you've been following this. And then it's like, you know, the contract got like delayed, or it might even be reversed now or something like that. I'm not sure, but it's promising because, you know, the person who made it didn't get whacked. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it a bean. You know, they're still alive. So shout out to them for still being alive. How about that? Type shit. But let's also look around, because I said I was going to address this. I don't want to leave without addressing this, right? You know, economic stress has to deal with the instability, job insecurity, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. A lot of people are getting depressed. So there's a stigma surrounding mental health. See, a lot of the criminal element that I was talking about that can't afford to go to prison, a large enough proportion of those people are suffering from mental health. And some taxpayers, some citizens, some residents are saying, look, they need help. Not they don't need prisons, they need help. Like they need drug programs and stuff like that. I can't tell y'all what's really going on in that element because I'm far removed from it now, but geez, like I said, man, New York is different now. Back when we was coming up, like they was like, yo, like that was even a loophole for like drug dealers to be like, yo, who just smoke weed and drink and shit to be like, yo, I'm going to the program, nigga, I smoke crack. Like, fuck is you talking about? I ain't giving 3 years in the program or 18 months in the program. Motherfuckers going up to Swan Lake and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think they got that type of shit going on anymore. And if they do, I apologize. You know what I'm saying? Correct me when I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem like it. Or it doesn't seem like it's being enforced, you know? And of course, you got the shelter systems where I would say the most eroded of those suffering from mental health reside. And it's not all of them, but yeah, that place is probably, I would say, worse than prison. The shelters in New York, at least, a lot of them are worse than prison. So, but there's a stigma surrounding the mental health, right? And not for nothing, granted, because it's like, who would want someone suffering at that level to be roaming the street with no care, concern, no monitoring, no one looking out for them? They probably lost ties with family and friends because of their condition, and it's just like, oh, so we're going to do nothing about it. You understand what I'm saying? But like I said, it's something that's also ruled by Pisces. So it's like we've seen enough zombie movies, right? Sometimes when you look outside, they look like that. People hunched over and looking crippled as they're staggering down the blocks and stuff like that. Yo, it looks straight like a zombie movie. And not for nothing, a lot of people don't want nothing but their next fix, right? The overdoses keep increasing. People designing fake pills and fake drugs, and people are actually taking the risk to actually use those drugs, like street drugs and shit like that. Like, I thought I could have sworn I seen a motherfucker sell drugs on a corner the other day, and I was like, yo, when the fuck, what year is this? Like, I thought that shit was over with. But again, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm far removed from the element for some time now. You understand what I'm saying? So the shit just looked foreign to me. It kind of gave me a flashback, kind of kicked my shit up. But I was like, am I looking at what I think I'm looking at? Shit was bizarre, buddy. You know what I mean? But type shit. I don't think we should ignore that mental health aspect as well, because again, it's ruled by Pisces. And I'm sure that there's other things that are ruled by Pisces. If I've left anything out, y'all get in the comment section if you study astrology and you know some other things ruled by Pisces that you want to add in there. Get in the comment section, because what's going to happen is we're going to extend this conversation tomorrow, which will be Friday. All right. I'll be going live. So what happens with this podcast, right? This is a pilot. This is the pilot episode too. With this podcast, I will be doing, or should I say, premiering the pre-recorded video on Thursday nights. Well, really Friday morning at midnight, all right, Eastern time. And what I'll be doing after that is, giving you a day to actually view the pre-record. And then I'm going to chop it up with y'all live on Friday evening, or should I say Saturday morning, Friday night, midnight. You know what I mean? Which is really technically Saturday morning. But y'all get what I'm saying. I'm not trying to confuse y'all on some Pisces shit. You know what I mean? But that's how I'm rolling. You understand what I'm saying? Pause, because that's crazy work. But yeah, we'll be able to chop it up without all of the, the framework and the structuring of the dialogue, the way that I put it out just now. We're just going to freestyle it and just, still sharp and still. We're going to vibe off each other. I'll get in the comment section. I'll answer some questions. You know what I mean? That type of thing. And we'll just take it from there. So, until next time, I'm out.